Hello, dear viewers, hello, dear fans, and all those who are interested in the GCE panel. In today's paper, we are looking at a revision of June 2024 Paper 1 Economics Ordinary Level. This platform which we are using for the GCE panel is actually automated and free. If you're interested in using this platform for your revision, fill the form below this video or leave your email so that you can be sent the link to join. Secondly, the instructions for this question must be followed carefully. There are 50 MCQs for June 2024, paper 1. The time allocation in this platform is 1 hour, not 1 hour 30 minutes. Electronic calculators are, however, allowed. And once you submit, you can check your grade just for paper 1. The grade allocation are as follows. We have 84% for A grade, 72% for B grade, C grade is 60%, D grade is from 48% and below, and above, sorry. And if you have anything less than 47%, you have a U grade. It's a fail. So to begin in this platform, you just enter any name. Let me just say Sam, and you can start the exam. Question 1 reads, torchlight and battery are good examples of. So a torchlight and a battery are good example of. You have joint demand, composite demand, competitive demand, derived demand. So normally, you only buy battery if you buy torchlight. So the buying of the battery here is derived from buying a torchlight. So the key here is derived demand. And as you can see, when the answer is correct, the bar is going to be green. If the answer is not correct, you see a red bar. And once you answer a question and it's correct, you are going to see a score up here, as well as your grade. For now, until you have a score of at least 48%, this grade will remain a U. So we continue. And note that in this revision, some of the answers we are going to give, we are not going to give the correct answers so that you see how the platform also works, okay? And if you need this paper, you can always download using this button at the bottom right, or this other one that is showing PDF here in this platform, the exact GCE Ordinary Level 2024. Question 2, the supply of labor can be increased by, you have an increase in school living age, B, an increase in education and training, you have an increase in retirement age, and you equally have an increase in welfare services. Okay, so here we have an increase in education and training. So my score now is 4%. Which one of the following is likely to cause inflation? You have increase in direct taxes, budget surplus, sale of securities to the general public, increase in indirect taxes. So an increase in indirect taxes is likely to cause inflation. Question 4, weight-losing industries are likely to be located, we have A, near the market, B, near the source of raw materials, C, near the source of power, D, near the source of labor. So weight-losing industries would like to be located near the source of raw materials so that they lose the weight. Once they get the materials, they can easily distribute it after it has been processed. So here we have near the source of raw materials. So assuming there are 4 consumers of fish in town X, we have Miss A, Miss B, and Miss C, as well as Mr. D. And from Monday to Sunday, Miss A bought 4 kg on Monday and 1 kg on Saturday. Miss B bought 3 kg on Wednesday, and Miss C and Mr. D bought 5 kg each on Tuesday and Sunday respectively. What is the weekly demand at 850 francs per kilogram? Okay, so the demand here is just in kilograms, right? So let's see the total. So Miss A bought 4 kg on Monday, that's 4, and 1 on Saturday, so that's 5. For Miss B, 3 kg on Wednesday, 5 plus 3, 8. And then on Wednesday, okay, now Miss C and Mr. D bought 5 kg. So Miss C bought 5 kg on Tuesday, while Mr. D bought 5 kg on Sunday. So giving us a total of 10 plus the 8 that we have before, a total of 18 kg. Question 6 is based on the following data on population. So what is the optimum population size? So here we have the population and we have food production. So the optimum population size is going to be where we have the highest value of the quotient of food production on population. So this is what we're going to do. We'll take food production in millions divided by population for each of them and see which one has the highest value. When you do all those calculations, 220 divided by 50, 210 divided by 70, 225 divided by 90, 275 divided by 100, you start the highest one is going to be, the highest answer you're going to have, or the highest quotient, is going to be when you divide 250 by, 220 by 50. Okay, that's going to give us 4.4, right? So the highest here is 50. A tax system in which the tax rate increases as income falls is described as, so as one is increasing, one is decreasing. So this one is called regressive tax. With progressive, both are increasing at the same time. So this is regressive tax. Again, this platform we are using is the digital GCE revision platform of the GCE panel. If you're interested in using this platform for revision, not just for this particular paper and for other papers as the papers are being uploaded, then please leave your email in the link in the video description below, or you fill the form, click on the link below this video and then you fill the form so that you can have access to this material. The link will be sent to you in your email, the password and whatever, so that you can join and you can do your revision. If you're also interested in other classes which are automated, then you can equally leave your comments below this video. Okay, please leave your comments. If you're watching this, make sure you subscribe to this channel because there is more in stock. So here we said the answer was regressive tax. So you can see that I am still a U grade. Once I will reach 48%, I will move from U to D. Okay, so the following data represents some items of a commercial bank's balance sheet. The sum of the bank's liabilities will be, so here we have items and we have the amount. Okay, note that for liabilities, the only things that we count are deposits. So liabilities, in counting liabilities, we only consider deposits. So we have the size deposit, which is 30, plus the current account deposit, which is 65, giving us a total of 95. The productivity of labor is defined as, you have the minimum number of hours worked, output per man hour, output achieved in a short time, average output produced. So the productivity of labor is defined as the output per man hour, B. Disguised unemployment is said to exist when, so disguised unemployment exists when manpower is underutilized. So when labor faces physical disability, that's not disguised unemployment. There is a change in demand, that's not disguised. There is immobility of labor, that's not disguised. But when manpower is underutilized, there is disguised unemployment. Okay. So like we said, we will intentionally give some wrong answers so that you see how the platform works. Okay. So the price of Gary increases from 50 francs to 100 francs a cup, and the supply of Gary increases from 5 basins to 15 basins. Okay, so what will be the numerical coefficient of price supply? Numerical coefficient of price supply. Okay, so in your calculations, as you already know the formula, the numerical coefficient is going to be 2. Okay, so we have 2. For the explanations and so on, you get more or all of those at the platform while you're going through the video. Okay, so you get the explanations better there. So this video is also much more intended also to describe how the platform can actually be used. Question 12. The principle of limited liability implies that shareholders are liable up to their share capital. The debts of the company are paid using its assets. The company does not have to pay debt. The shareholder is liable to the debt up to his private properties. Well, we know that for limited liability, the shareholders are only liable up to the share of their capital. The capital in which they have means that their personal properties are not included in this. The share of their capital in that business. So the key here is A. Question 13. The bank rate is generally fixed by EcoBank, BSEC, BIAC, NFC. So we know that here we're going to talk about bank rates being fixed by the central bank, right? Okay, this NFC, BSEC, and EcoBank, they're not actually the central, the governmental bank, so it's going to be fixed by BIAC. Okay. The following are items of a country's balance of payments. What is the value of the balance of trade? What is the value of the balance of trade? So you already know your calculations on balance of trade and how they are done. So let's see what you're going to have here for balance of trade. From your calculations, I'm sure most of you are already seeing the answer directly, but let's see what you did to have the answer. Okay. So when we look at our visible exports minus visible imports, we are going to have 15,000 minus 17,000, right? So exports minus imports is going to give us negative something, negative 2,000. So given that fixed cost is 50,000 FCFA, variable cost is 150,000, and the output is 50 units, what would be the average cost of producing 1 unit? Fixed cost is 50, variable is 150, and the output is 50. So altogether, if you look at the total cost, we have 200,000 and the output is 50. So 200,000 divided by 50, what's that going to give us? All right, so we have 4,000 FCFA. Thank you, Ben. Question 16. The incidence of a tax implies, of course, the tax incidence just implies the effect of the tax. The effect of a tax is known as the tax incidence, okay? The effect of the tax. So at this point, you can see that we are still at the U grade. We have not failed any question yet. We intentionally fail some so that we see what happens, okay? So the merging of firms involved in different stages of production is referred to as, okay, so look at the merging of firms at different stages of production. Some are the primary stage, tertiary stage, and so on. Or some are just working with raw materials, some are working with finished products, and so on, or they come out with different things. But these are the different stages, okay? So some are up the ladder, some are down the ladder. And this we describe as a vertical relationship. And this is known as vertical integration. A black market is the result of, a black market happens or occurs when there is a lot of price control. When you have a lot of price control, people tend to be in the situation of a black market. Okay? Not because of minimum price. If there's minimum price control, there will be no black market. Floor price or price control, whatever. But the issue here is the maximum price control leads or brings about the issue of black markets. Question 19. Factory building, machinery, and raw materials are examples of course, these are not social things or collective things. Okay? Building, machinery, and raw materials are examples of, these are not public things also. So this is business stuff. So talk about business wealth. Question 20. A characteristic of plantation agriculture. You know that with plantations, they plant just a single crop, right? So the common or the best answer here is monocropping. So they plant just a single crop in the plantation. And when you talk about plantation, it does not mean that they plant just plantains there or they plant plantain, sorry. Because some states, as they say plantain, it means that plantation is a place where they plant plantain. Be careful. It does not mean they plant plantain. So plantations are about monocropping. There is common characteristic that they plant just a single type of crop. Question 21. The use of government income and expenditure to regulate the economy falls under. So whenever the government income and expenditure are used in regulation, we talk about a fiscal policy, not a physical, because they're using manpower. So it's a fiscal policy. Fiscal policy. If we assume that the demand of a good is represented by QD equals 20 minus 4P and the supply is QS equals 4P minus 10, where P represents the price of the good and QD represents the quantity demanded and supplied, what is the equilibrium quantity? For you to find the equilibrium quantity, you just have to equate QD to QS, okay? So when you equate those two, we are going to have 20 minus 4P is equal to 4P is equal to 6P minus 10. When you bring like terms together, you are going to have 10P is equal to, all right, let me see, you have 10P to be equal to, that's 30. I'll divide both sides, we're going to have 3. All right, normally you're supposed to have 3 there, but we have that answer. I'm going to adjust that also, or that's going to be adjusted by the panel. Let's take note of that, okay? So the following data represents the quantities of fish bought by several restaurants in the market. The following data represents the quantities of fish brought by 7 restaurants in the market. Those are the values. You have 30, 70, 43, 30, 20, 10. What will be the mode? So the mode here is the data with the highest frequency. The data with the highest frequency, and the only data here with the highest frequency is 30 because 30 occurs twice, while all the other values occurs just once. So my score now is still at 46%, and my grade is still U. So from 48%, my grade should change to ADE. Okay, according to this platform, their grading system is slightly higher than that of the GCE board. Question 24: a fall in the external value of a country's currency due to changes in the forces of demand and supply is termed. Whenever the forces of demand and supply work to bring about a fall in the external value of the currency of a country, this is known as the depreciation of the currency. The currency has depreciated. So talk about currency depreciation. So I'm now at a DA grade. I'm still at fail. So I keep on answering the questions until I get an A grade. The price paid for human efforts in production is. So when you use your human efforts, you're going to earn what you call a wage. It's not a bonus, it's not profit, it's not interest, it's wages. Wages are paid for human efforts. Okay? If it's periodic, then we talk about what? A salary. Okay? Given that the country has a gross national product of 200 million FCFA in a year with a population of 5 million inhabitants, the gross national products per capita will be, well, this one is clear, right? Okay. So when you do your simple calculations, you end up with, of course, I think you already know the value. So when this division is done, you're going to have, that's 200 divided by 5, which is 40, right? Okay. If the birth rate remains constant and the death rate declines, population size will. So birth rate is remaining constant and death rate goes down. So population should go up because birth rate is constant, but people are no more dying, or there is a reduction in death rates. So the population will expand. When Mr. A is granted a loan of 300,000 francs on an interest of 3% per annum, the interest Mr. A will pay per year will be, so this just be 3% of 300,000, okay? Yep, so this just be 3% of 300,000. And what would be 3% of that? No, that should be 9,000. Small farms that grow cash crops to cater to the main plantations are called. Small farms that grow cash crops to cater to the main plantations are called. These are known as smallholder schemes. Okay? They are neither subsistence or commercial farms or small plantations. They are known as smallholders scheme. The expression terms of trade describes. The expression terms of trade describes. So let's see the rate at which exports are exchanged for imports, the difference between visible exports and imports, the difference between visible exports and imports, the rate at which the country's currency is exchanged for another. Let's take C and C. Okay, we got it. Question 31. A firm produces 50 units of output with a total variable cost of 200 francs and total fixed cost of 300 francs. So its average cost will be, the total cost will be total fixed plus total variable, which is 500. 500 divided by 50, that gives us 10, right? Yep. Question 32 is based on the diagram below, showing the various tax systems. Which curve represents a proportional tax system? Click Cure 32 to see the diagram. Okay, so we have to click on this button to see the diagram. Alright, so this is it. So we have different tax systems. Which one represents proportionate tax system? So proportional, B is proportional. If Z is constant, you see it increases and then decreases. So it's actually reducing, while A is increasing, right? So the proportionate one here is B. So you click back on any place on the page and we see. So we said our answer was B, right? So it's B. So which of the following is an example of a non-renewable resource? We can replant forests, we can get unskilled labor, we can get skilled labor. Mineral deposits, once it's gone, is gone. So therefore, mineral deposits are non-renewable resources. You can see that at 60%, I'm now at C grade. So I'm now at a pass. An approach of calculating national income that involves the addition of final values of transport, agriculture, and services is known as final values of transport. Those are outputs, right? So let's say this is the output method. Let's see if we get this one correct. Of course, we did. So the type of capital invested that carries the least risk is ordinary shares, cumulative preference shares, participating preference shares, debentures. So the ones with the least risk are debentures, D. Question 36. A limitation to credit creation by commercial banks is an increase in minimum lending rates, availability of collateral security, reduction in cash ratio, an increase in bank deposits. So we have an increase in minimum lending rates. Okay, so this is a limitation for them. Question 37. Scarcity will continue to be a global problem in future because scarcity arises because of unlimited wants, and we know the means are always limited. So it arises as an issue of limited means and unlimited wants. If you're joining us at this part of the video, please note that we are using the GCE panel online digital GCE revision platform, a section of the GCE panel online, the same website, www.gcepanel.online. That's the adjustment of their domain extension, www.gcepanel.online. So if you're interested in joining this particular platform for revision, please leave your email below so that the link can be sent to you, or you fill the form. I prefer you fill the form below so that you can actually be able to join and revise for this paper and other upcoming papers whose revision you partly see on our channel on YouTube. And if you're joining this platform and enjoy what you're doing, please leave your comments below and what you would like us to do and many other questions. Equally, you can download this paper from this button directly. If you click here directly, you can download this paper, or you can equally download from clicking here where we have the PDF. This paper is June 2024, paper 1, and we are broadcasting live from the GCE panel online, the future of examinations in Cameroon. Let us move to question 38. Which of the following is an example of an invisible item in the current account of the balance of payments in Cameroon? Which of the following is an example of an invisible item in the current account of the BOP of Cameroon? So we have export of cocoa from Cameroon. This is visible. Import of computers from USA. This is visible. Loans from IMF. This is visible. But payments for shipping and civil aviation. For shipping. So invisible. This is invisible, okay? Alright, so this one, particular one is invisible. One common feature of a perfect market is, so in a perfect market, you have large number of buyers and large number of sellers. So A is not correct. Limited knowledge of market conditions. This one is not good too. Product differentiation. Nope. We have homogeneous products. Well, okay. Let's take the and see. Alright, the natural increase in population occurs when? Naturally, when birth rate exceeds death rate. That naturally occurs when birth rate exceeds death rate. So you can now see that I'm actually at a B grade. That was some few minutes ago. I was already at the B grade. Okay, at 76%, I'm already at the B grade. So I hope that we get to an A grade before we get to the end of this revision. One cause of economic growth in an economy is increase in output. Nope. Increase in consumption. Nope. Increase in tax revenue. No. Increase in tech. Yeah. Yep. Cameroon will surely be increasing tech in a very short time, or sooner or later. We hope so. Increase in technology. Okay, that question had an error. Yep, I think the panel is going to adjust that as well. Payments made by the state to persons with no service rendered is known as, well, let's see if you have this one, transfer payments. Okay, we did. A shareholder that partakes in the profit of a limited liability business receives. So if you're a shareholder and you're partaking in the profits of a limited liability business, then you receive what you call a dividend. Question 44. One of the features of an underdeveloped economy is, underdeveloped economies, you have high illiteracy, high birth rates, and so on. So, and high population. So it's high illiteracy. Question 45. Roads and law and order are examples of, yep, these are public goods, right? Roads are public goods. Public goods. Yay, I have just hit an A grade at 84% in this platform before you get an A grade. This is crazy. Unlike in the GCE where you have your 70%, 70% I have an A grade, this platform gives an A grade from 84%. So given that fish and meat are substitutes, if the price of fish increases, then the quantity demanded for meat will, since I can no longer get fish, I'll buy my meat, right? So this other one should increase. It should increase. An example of a trade restriction that yields revenue to the state is, well, let's see what we get here. That yields revenue to the state. Let's see, tariffs. Tariffs yields revenue to the state. An economic system where the price helps in the allocation of resources is known as, where price helps in the allocation of resources is known as, this sounds like a market economy system. Let's see if you are right. Market economy system. Question 49. One economic effect of inflation is that, well, investors already know now. It favors lenders. No. It favors the government. It favors salaried workers. They will still pay now. It favors investors. And question 50. A market situation with a few large sellers dominating is called, oligopoly. Wow, thank you so much. That was a score of. Okay, Sam, your score is 94%. Your grade is A. You passed 47 out of 50 questions. You missed questions 26, 28, and 41. So these are the three questions that this guy missed. And he has used just 30 minutes in answering all of this paper. As you can see, still has 31 minutes left. So he actually used 29 minutes. So even though the platform gives you up to 1 hour, you still can use just 30 minutes to answer. And this platform actually reduces the time for all the papers. So that it helps you to gain speed and accuracy. So at the end, when you finish the exam, you can always restart the exam here, okay? So you can click on restart and you restart the exam. Note you can download the papers from here or here. And to go to the other years, you have to click this button or that button. If you're interested in using this platform, please leave your email below. If you don't have an email, you can equally leave your WhatsApp number so you can be added to a group or something like that, okay? I think I should have mentioned this at the beginning. So you can enjoy this platform as well at the GCE panel online. Don't forget to visit www.gcpanel.online where you can get more materials and love stuff. Watch out for part 2. And please, we are begging you, if you enjoy what you are doing, please share this video. We know that you are in class groups, you are in platforms where you have teachers, you have students, you have all sorts of people. Share these videos to go far and wide. The more views, the more shares we get, the more content we're going to create and put online. And the more we open the platform for especially those who are in difficulties in remote areas, having connections, difficulty in finances and so on, so that you can be helped or assisted in actually preparing for this exam. You should not write this exam more than once. You should write once and you should make it. We are actually waiting to see you in the next video, and also we are waiting for you in the platform. There is more. This is just the tips of the iceberg. Take care, ciao, and bye.